Hey, what's good, Grateful family? Welcome in. Welcome back to the Grateful Gab Sports Huddle. I'm your host, Grateful Dave. Got the daily verse coming here shortly, and then I'll be getting into the Sports Huddle rundown. Thank you to my sponsor, Sugarcane Sweet Shop, and also Riverside for your love and support and the continued sponsorship of my podcast. Again, if you're new to the channel here on YouTube, or if you're new to the podcast, whatever platform you get the Grateful Gab podcast, please follow me. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that follow bell so you can be notified when I drop new episodes daily. And again, really appreciate all the love and support. And when you all follow me and subscribe to my channels, it helps me to be able to keep my channel free and for you all to continue to come here and gain amazing insight at no cost to you at all. So keep it up. Again, appreciate everybody's love and support. And this is the Grateful Gab Sports Huddle. Daily verse for the day of January 22nd, 2026, derives from the book of Psalm, chapter 130, verse 4, and it states as follows. For with you there is true forgiveness, so that you may be held in awe. Amen. And again, it's from the book of Psalm, chapter 130, verse 4. So let's get into the Sports Huddle rundown. Sports Huddle rundown for today is as follows. I will have a recap of the NFL Divisional Round and also a look ahead to the matchups and news coming out of those divisional games, and a look ahead to what the NFL Championship weekend will look like. The NFL coaching carousel, right? A lot of hirings, a lot of firings over the last couple of days. The College Football Playoff Championship recap of the truly an amazing game to experience and a great college football season overall. So I'm looking forward to being able to recap that and put 2026, the 2025-2026 season behind us. NBA season, the Unrivaled League, National Hockey League, NCAA men's and women's top 25. So stay tuned. Looking forward to today's episode. My cousin Mad Matt should be in studio on Saturday. So if you're looking forward to seeing myself and my cousin back on the Sports Huddle, make sure you pull up on Saturday. Looking forward to being able to explain and get some feedback from him over the course of this week in the sports world. So looking forward to that. So as we get into the NFL season, NFL Divisional Round, the winners were clear, right? The winners were clear. We both took I took the Rams. My cousin took the Rams. I took the Patriots. He took the Patriots. Not the Patriots. Who played? No, we did. So okay, let's go back. So I think we both took the Bills. The Bills didn't win. Overtime loss against Bo Nix and the Broncos. That was a phenomenal game. All these games were pretty intense and pretty competitive, except the divisional matchup between the 49ers and the Seahawks. But I'll get to that game here shortly. So yeah, back to the Broncos-Bills matchup. The Broncos end up winning in overtime, 33-30. Josh Allen couldn't get over that hump, right? Particularly, he didn't play well, in my opinion, right? He had 2 turnovers. Well, he had a multiple turnover. He had 2 interceptions and he had a few fumbles. So he had a total of 4 turnovers, and yet they only still lost by 3 points. The Bills defense actually showed up and looked to compete at a high level. They forced an interception on Bo Nix, and I believe they forced a fumble, but they didn't recover it. But overall, the Bills defense still played pretty well. They played good enough to get them an opportunity to win that game, but Josh Allen didn't play well enough. And I spoke about it to my cousin last week. What would the narrative be if Josh Allen lost this game, and then not only if he lost, but he didn't play well, and he didn't play well enough to win this game? When you have 4 turnovers in the playoffs, it's not good enough, right? It's not good enough. And everybody speak about the controversial pick call late in that game. If you're not familiar, they had an interception late in that game on the overtime drive by the Bills. The Bills had got the ball first in overtime. They end up uh, Josh Allen ended up throwing an interception on that pass, and people were complaining about, he had possession, he didn't have possession. The wide receiver for the Bills did not have possession, and the cornerback from the Broncos came up with the ball. Hence, there was an interception. So that was pretty much it. But you can never point at one play and say, man, that play won or lost us the game. It doesn't work that way. There are 70 plus plays from both teams, either defensively or offensively, however they're split. But the average plays in the NFL game for both teams are 70 plays. So whether it was 4, 5, 6 plays in those 70 plays that wasn't executed well or whatever it may be, those are the reason that, it comes down to who wins and who loses, whoever executes better on all the opportunities they have. And the Bills didn't do that. So speaking on that note, Bo Nix, he broke his ankle. He got news that his ankle was broken at the end of that game, which really sucked, right? For them to be able to win a momentous game like that and put themselves in position to reach the AFC Championship game and not to have their starting quarterback really sucks. So that ended up happening, and I was bummed out when I heard that as well. So I can only imagine the feeling from the Broncos fan. But the backup quarterback, Stidham, he's going to have to step into a big role, right? He's going to really have to be focused on his preparation this week to face a hungry Patriots team who's coming in town. But Stidham has the advantage, right? He has his team backing him. He has the fans backing him. He has home field advantage, right? He has all the things in his corner. He just has to go out and execute and not lose the game for them. But he doesn't also have to win the game. He does have to lose the game for them. Don't go out there, make bad decisions, turn the ball over, etc. Read your keys, take what the defense gives you, and keep it moving. So looking forward to that matchup as well. As the championship weekend approaches. Moving on to the Seahawks 49ers matchup, we took the Seahawks, right? I just thought the 49ers were overmatched, and the Seahawks absolutely showed that. The run game was there. They kicked off the game with a special teams touchdown, opening drive, opening kickoff return, right? And from there, the 49ers was just on the rise. They absolutely dominated the 49ers 41-6. I mean, and it speaks for itself, right? Me and my cousin, we spoke about what was Sam Darnold going to do, right? I spoke about his performance. I thought everything else that the Seahawks had, as a team was, you know, above most teams left in the playoffs. I think they're the most complete team on both sides of the ball. But my question mark was for Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold, he played to not lose the game. He only threw 17 passes, but he was 12 for 17, 124 yards, 1 touchdown, right? But the run game was there. The Seahawks had 175 yards on the ground. Kenneth Walker had 19 carries, 116 yards, 3 touchdowns, right? The defense made plays, right? I mean, it was just that's what it was. That's what it was. So I mean, those guys, was getting after the quarterback, right? They scored a touchdown off I think it was a fumble. No. They caught the touchdown on defense, the special teams touchdown. But still, they were all over. They were all over Brock Purdy, right? He went 15 for 27, 140 yards, 1 interception. Mac Jones had to get in the game, right? They held them to 108 rush yards, right? So the Seahawks were truly dominating. They forced fumble after fumble. They forced 3 total fumbles, recovered 2 fumbles. So the Seahawks are definitely looking like the team to beat, and the team that is my favorite to win the Super Bowl, just because of the way they're built, right? They're built well in the trenches on both sides of the ball, right? Have a legit run game. As you've seen, the special teams can hurt you, right? They can score in all type of ways, in all type of phases. And I just think this is the most complete team heading into this championship weekend, and I'm taking them to win the Super Bowl. So looking forward to see how that plays out this weekend. They got a young, hungry Rams team coming into town as well. Looking forward to that. Moving to Sunday's games, the Patriots defeated the Texans 28-16. I spoke about C.J. Stroud performance, right? C.J. Stroud played horrendous. I mean, it was a laughable performance, right? I mean, for him to have the game he had previous to that, he had 5 fumbles. He lost, I think, 2 or 3 or whatever in the victory against the Steelers. But again, I told my cousin I expected the same type of game again. I was not sold on his playoff on his performance throughout the season overall, but especially in the playoffs. When you showed me you don't know how to take care of the ball the first game, your confidence going into the second game is not there for most players. And C.J. Stroud showed that. He had 4 interceptions. He had, I think, a fumble. Well, he didn't have a fumble loss. The team had a fumble loss, but he had 4 interceptions and one touchdown. He threw 47 passes. He was 20 for 47, and that's not a winning formula. And the thing about it, they only lost by 12 points. This Texas defense was flying around, right? They were not allowing those guys to score off turnovers. The Patriots defense was, they came to play as well. They weren't playing with C.J. Stroud, and they weren't helping. They weren't allowing points off the Patriots turnovers either, because Drake May, he had turnovers as well. He had 1 interception and he had 2 fumble loss, but he fumbled the ball 4 times. So the Patriots defense held up against the Texans defense as well. And Drake May has to play better as the playoffs progress as well, because the stage just get bigger and bigger from here. You have an opportunity to play to go to the Super Bowl, and then if you get to the Super Bowl, you have an opportunity to win the Lombardi Trophy, the biggest championship in the world for football, right? I mean, basically, the creme de la creme, right? It's not too many trophies that stand out more than Lombardi. So, he has to play better as well going into this final home stretch if they look to represent the AFC in the championship game. So overall, still it was a good game, very defensive. This Texas defense is the standard of football right now. I mean, these guys fly around, they hit you in the mouth, right? They're physical. They want to bring pain, and that's what they were doing, right? Those guys covering well on the back end, and it was just overall a good game. And this Texans defense is definitely the blueprint for a lot of teams. And I know Vic Fangio has been around for a long time, and I know he likes that defense a lot. So hopefully, a lot of those coaching points that the Texans and D'Amico Ryans him and his staff put together, Vic Fangio could bring some of those coaching points to Philly, which I think we do well. But I want to see that full physicality that a N'Kobe Dean brings every play. I want to be able to see that out of all 11 guys on defense every snap. So looking forward to it, and hats off to all the teams that made it this far in the playoffs, who won, and also congratulations to the team that lost. You still had a phenomenal season. Of course, it didn't end the way you wanted it to go, but you played one more week than a lot of other teams in the NFL. And now it's only 4 teams who get to say they played one more week than a lot of other teams in the NFL also. And wrapping up the divisional round, we had the Rams, where it felt like a wild card game because it was a wild one. The Rams defeated the Bears in overtime 20-17. Caleb Williams had this miraculous 4th down touchdown completion to force overtime, but it wasn't enough to get it done. He threw a pick in overtime, and the Rams capitalized off of it, went down the field, kicked the field goal, and they got it done 20-17. So overall, Caleb Williams didn't play well enough. Had 2 interceptions. Excuse me, he had 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and it just wasn't good enough. But overall, when he had to make plays, he made them, but he didn't make them throughout the game entirely. So it wasn't enough. And then Matthew Stafford on the other side, he didn't have a scoring touchdown at all. He didn't have a passing touchdown, a rush touchdown, no touchdown at all. But the Rams still got it done. And Matthew Stafford, no, he has to play well. He's going on the road against the Seattle Seahawks team, a team that he's very familiar with, that they're familiar with each other, divisional foes. And if he does not play well, if he does not play well enough to get a touchdown score, or throwing the ball, rushing the ball, whatever he can do to get hit pay dirt, they're going to lose. Because again, the Seahawks team, they fly around the ball. The Seahawks defense is probably a little bit equivalent to what the Texans defense is. I think the Texans defense is a little bit more physical than the Seahawks defense, but the physicality, excuse me, from the Seahawks does give the type of energy that the Texas defense gives. So looking forward to this matchup. Again, championship weekend kicks off on Sunday. So my cousin and I will have a look ahead preview to the matchups from Sunday AFC Championship and Sunday's NFC Championship games. Looking forward to those 2 matchups. Broncos, Patriots, Seahawks, Rams. It will be on CBS and Fox respectfully on Sunday. So pull back up on the Saturday Sports Huddle to get updated information from the updated look ahead to the NFC and AFC Championship previews. We'll pick our winners. Again, I already told you who I'm thinking of winning the Super Bowl, but we'll give our predictions of who will be the contenders in the Super Bowl and who ultimately will win the Super Bowl. So looking forward to it. Pull back up here on the Sports Huddle and check us out. Moving on to NFL coaching carousel. So the NFL offseason has been rocky for a lot of different teams. The Eagles still have not found an offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator they had in mind have taken different jobs. Well, one of them have taken a different job. One other guy is still in line to try to potentially get a head coaching job. But before we get into the hirings, let's get into the firings over this past week. So after the loss against the Broncos, the Bills released their former head coach. I can't think of the gentleman's name right now. I know his name, but I can't think of it right now. I don't know. I have to look it up. I had it in my mind, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, he was let go. And, I think honestly, it wasn't warranted. Sean McDermott, he was fired as the Bills head coach. He had a winning record. He had 106 wins, 58 losses. That was including playoffs in 9 seasons. His only downside was he could never get over that hump to reach the Super Bowl. Right. I mean, and granted, this loss was not on him personally. I think overall he coached a good game. I think the players made bad decisions. I think probably the only bad call I would say that he had was trying to get in the field goal range or trying to make a play at the end of the half that cost them points because they didn't have any timeouts. And he tried to he tried to have them go down the field instead of taking the knee, and going to the half, and that cost them 3 points. So I think that was, other than that, I think that was his worst decision of the game. But for his team to go on the road against a hot Jaguars team and be victorious and advance to the divisional round, that wasn't a easy feat. And I just think, Stephen A. said, I just think Sean McDermott was scapegoated. Right? They had to point a finger at somebody and say, well, we just paid our quarterback XYZ. He's a former NFL MVP. Well, we can't, put him on the block. He's contractually bound with us. So that wasn't going to fare well. But then not only did Sean McDermott get fired, the gentleman who the GM had got promoted to president, and he's the one who put this roster together, this team together, for them to go and be successful, and that didn't pan out. So they put all the blame on the head coach, which of course, that's what it comes down to. The head coach is exactly that. He's the head coach of the team. He's a leader. He's the face of the team, and it wasn't enough. So the Bills let him go. He was fired. Are you enjoying today's episode? This episode of the Grateful Gab Podcast is proudly sponsored by Sugarcane Sweet Shop. At Sugarcane Sweet Shop, every dessert is made with love, creativity, and a sprinkle of sweetness. From the signature cookies and cupcakes to custom cakes for every occasion, Sugarcane is available to make your moments a little more special. Follow them on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Sugarcane Sweet Shop to see what's fresh from the oven. And don't forget to treat yourself today. And I think that was truly unfortunate. Also, hirings for this week is as follows. Again, Mike McDaniel was a favorite for us to be able to try to land for our OC. He elected to take his talents to Los Angeles and become the offensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Chargers. Also, we had head coaches be hired. Also, John Harbaugh, he became the head coach of the New York Giants. We had Kevin Stefanski. He became the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Also, we had Robert Saleh. He became the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And we had a new head coach in Jeff Hafley. He is the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins, his first head coaching job. But his first job in the NFL was the Packers defensive coordinator from this previous year. He was a Packers defensive coordinator. So a different shift in persona and probably mindset for the Dolphins and a lot of these teams, right? A lot of defensive-minded guys who go to these teams usually have better defensive teams. So, the DeMeco Ryans, the Mike Vrabels, so forth and so on, these current head coaches who are defensive-minded, but yet the offensive schemes of this league is constantly evolving. And that's good as well for defensive coordinators to be at the head, but they still have to have great offensive-minded coaches on their staff. So speaking of other jobs that were taken or claimed this week, we had some other coordinators get positions. Let's see here. I believe the former Falcons offensive coordinator, he became the offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers. What else we got here? Let's see. Yeah, offensive coordinator Zach Robinson. He's joining the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was the former Atlanta Falcons offensive coordinator. And then we have Eric Bellamy, Eric Benamy, I forgot his name, but he was a former offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. He's coming back to the Chiefs. He was their offensive coordinator on those Super Bowl run years from 2018 to 22. So he has a lot of experience under Andy Reid. So that's pretty much the biggest news coming out of the coaching carousel. I believe Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, he got an extension. He was mentioned to be not an offensive coordinator, a head coach I believe he got a couple head coaching interviews, but I guess it didn't pan out. Also coming out of the Lions camp, Dan Skipper, he retired, long reigning offensive lineman. He retired from the Lions, and he retired from football. Also, let's see here. What else? I believe I announced already. Matt Ryan got promoted to the head of operations, president of football operations for the Falcons. So that was pretty solid. The Bills are scheduled to interview Jaguars offensive coordinator Grant Udinski for their head coaching opening this upcoming weekend. This will be this will be his second head coaching interview. He'll have his second one with the Browns. So this offensive coordinator for the Jaguars is a hot commodity right now. Also, let's see here. Brian Dable, right? Brian Dable was put into position to have his second interview with the Bills, right, for the OC and also for the head coaching position for the Bills. The Eagles, they requested an interview with the Bears OC, DeClan Doyle. So that was a position that, I don't like I said, I don't know who we're gonna get, but we need to hit a home run. We need to hit a home run. Commanders interview Al Harris for their defensive their defensive coordinator role, excuse me. And as more solid information comes down the line, I will have information here. Joe Brady interviewed for the Ravens head coach job. He was the Bills offensive coordinator. Also, Jonathan Gannon, he interviews for the defensive coordinator position for the Packers. He was fired from the Cardinals as their head coach, but he was a DC for us when we went to the Super Bowl. So that should be a pretty good fit if he finds a way to get with the Packers. Has a pretty good defense over there. Again, Brian Flores contract. He got a contract extension with the Vikings. And that's pretty much it. So looking forward to see how everything turns out. We do have a running game coordinator and running backs coach, Anthony Lynn. He had an interview with the Bills for their head coach position as well this weekend coming up. So a lot of different things going around as this NFL offseason continues for the teams who are not in the playoffs, but also for teams who are still looking to improve before the draft. So trying to get everything situated before the draft comes up here in April, and looking forward to see how the NFL season continues to rock and roll. So looking forward to it. Be on the lookout. Stay up to date here on the Grateful Gab Podcast for breaking news. Well, it won't be breaking news because the news will be, put out already. But for the ones who really don't follow sport but still have some type of interest in it, I will have updates and information as the news comes out, and I'm able to bring it here on the Sports Huddle every Thursday and Saturday. So be on the lookout and stay tuned. Moving on to the College Football Playoff Championship. The CFP is wrapped up. The college football playoff is officially done, and the NCAA 2025-2026 season is officially done. Pretty sad, it came and went. It came and went, man. And but for nothing, it was a phenomenal season. Really enjoyed it. This was how the NCAA football season was supposed to go, and it went out in a fashionable way. The Indiana Hoosiers are your 2025 national champions for the college football world, and super proud of those guys. Again, I wasn't really sold on them, but they put on and they showed the world that they're legit, and looking forward to see how they respond and try to defend their crown in 2026. So looking forward to it. But you know who I'm going for, the Dogs. But it wasn't our year. But Indiana got it done. They defeated Miami 27-21, and congratulations again to the Indiana Hoosiers. Moving on to the NBA season. So NBA season updates from this week is as follows. Moving back to Tuesday's matchups in the NBA, we had some pretty exciting matchups this week. Pretty good. Tuesday's matchups, we had the Suns defeat the 76ers 116-110. We had the Bulls defeat the Clippers 138-110. The Rockets defeated the Spurs 111-106. The Jazz defeated the Timberwolves 127-122. The Lakers defeated the Nuggets 115-107. The Raptors defeated the Bulls 145-127. and the Heat defeated the Kings 130-117. Also in that matchup on Tuesday against the Warriors, we had the Raptors against the Warriors. What is his name? Jimmy Butler. He had a season-ending injury on his knee. I think he tore his ACL or something like that. He had a bad injury this week during that game. So that was not a pretty sight. Oh, actually, it was Monday. He went down with a knee injury Monday, and he was not able to finish the game, and I believe he's out for the season. But I will have further information as the season continues. Back to results from basketball Wednesday last night. We had the Hawks defeat the Grizzlies 124-122. We had the Cavaliers defeat the Hornets 94-87. The Celtics defeated the Pacers 119-104. The Knicks dominated the Nets 120-66. You heard that right. 120 points to 66 points in today's era of the NBA. And what a way to respond for the Knicks. The Knicks had lost 9 straight games before that victory over the Nets. And, it was time for them to be able to win. And what other way to win with a dominating performance like that? Again, they had lost 9 straight games before that. Excuse me, not 9 straight games. They had lost 9 of their, let me see how many they lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, they had lost 5 straight before that game. But over the last 10 games, they lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They lost 7 of their last 10 games. So, what a way for them to be able to respond and in a dominating performance like that over the Nets, 120-66. The Pistons defeated the Pelicans 112-104. The Thunder, defeated the Bucks 122-102, and the Raptors defeated the Kings 122-109. For tonight's matchups, kicking off at 7 p.m., the Magic will be hosting the Hornets. The Rockets going up against the 76ers. The Wizards hosting the Nuggets. Tonight at 7:30 p.m. on Prime Video, the Warriors going up against the Mavericks. The Timberwolves hosting the Bulls. The Spurs going up against the Jazz. Tonight at 10 p.m. on Prime Video, we got a battle out in L.A. The Clippers are hosting the Lakers. And then the Heat are going up against the Trailblazers. Friday's matchups in the NBA at 7 p.m. tomorrow, we got the Pistons hosting the Rockets, the Celtics going up against the Nets, the Cavaliers hosting the Kings, the Hawks hosting the Suns, the Pacers going up against the Thunder, the Pelicans going up against the Grizzlies. Tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. on Prime, the Bucks will be hosting the Nuggets, and the Raptors are going up against the Trailblazers. So pull back up on the Sports Huddle Saturday to get updated information from tonight and tomorrow's matchups in the NBA. Moving on to the Unrivaled League. Unrivaled League basketball results from this past weekend is as follows from, let's go back to Saturday matchups. Okay, got Sunday right here. So let's see here. Excuse me. So from Saturday's matchups, January 17th, the results is as follows. We had the Mist defeat the Lunar Isles 79-65. We had the Vinyl defeat the Breeze 81-66. For Sunday's matchups, we had the Laces defeat the Rose 70-66. We had the Phantom defeat the Hive 71-59. For Monday's matchups in the Unrivaled League, we had the Breeze defeat the Mist 83-64. And we had the Lunar Isles defeat the Vinyl 68-57. For tomorrow's matchups in the Unrivaled League, we will have the Mist Basketball Club going up against the Rose Basketball Club. And then that's at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow on TNT or True TV. And then at 8:45 p.m. And again, all these time frames I give you all are Eastern Standard Time. I don't think I've ever put that disclaimer out there. All the time frames I give you are Eastern Standard Time. That's the time zone I'm in. But if you're overseas or you're on other time frames, you just have to do the math of what time these sporting events happen if you want to check them out. But again, all the time frames that I give here on my platform are in Eastern Standard Time. And then tomorrow night at 8:45 p.m., the Phantom Basketball Club will be going up against the Vinyl Basketball Club. So more matchups will happen on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday coming up here shortly over the next couple of days in the Unrivaled League. So pull back up on Saturday to get updated results from Friday's matchups in the Unrivaled League. Moving on to the National Hockey League. National Hockey League results from this week, is as follows. We got some breaking news here. Breaking news: the Ravens hired the Chargers mentor as their new head coach. So they're the Chargers' previous defensive coordinator, Jesse Mentor, is the new head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. So I did have some breaking news for you, because it was released here, but that is the newest information I have regarding the coaching carousel in the NFL. The Ravens hired the Chargers defensive coordinator, Jesse Mentor, as their new head coach. So congratulations to that gentleman, and we're going to keep going forward. Also, I meant to bring this point out earlier about the coaching carousel. The Cowboys, they poached one of our defensive coordinators from the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles will no longer have Christian Parker as our defensive back coach. He has agreed to become the new defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. So that's going to be interesting to see how he forms his defense. A gentleman who's learned from Vic Fangio, and who's been with Vic in different schemes, and who definitely has a great offensive mind. He's helped develop Pro Bowl talent in their second year. The likes of a Cooper DeJean, the likes of a Quinyon Mitchell. He helped put those guys in position to be all pros and elevate their talent to where they are now. So I think he's going to be a great fit for the Cowboys. A horrible loss for the Eagles and Vic Fangio's defensive staff, but super proud of that guy and what he's been able to accomplish at such a young age. He's only 34, and he will be the new defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, which that sucks. I would hate to see him on that side in that star, but this is a great elevation for his career and a potential stepping stone to become the head coach one day in the NFL. So congratulations to both of those gentlemen and their new endeavors in their football journeys. Looking forward to it. Moving on to the National Hockey League. So results from the National Hockey League this week is as follows. From Tuesday's matchups in the National Hockey League, we had the Canadiens defeat the Wild 4-3. The Lightning defeated the Sharks 4-1. The Stars defeated the Bruins 6-2. The Senators defeated the Blue Jackets 4-1. The Sabres defeated the Predators 5-3. The Jets defeated the Blues 3-1. The Devils defeated the Oilers 2-1. And the Kings defeated the Rangers 4-3. From last night's matchups in the National Hockey League, we had the Red Wings defeat the Maple Leafs 2-1. The Mammoth defeated the Flyers 5-4. The Penguins defeated the Flames 4-1. The Kraken defeated the Islanders 4-1. The Canucks defeated the Capitals 4-3. The Ducks defeated the Avalanche 2-1. For tonight's matchups, kicking off at 7 p.m., we have the Bruins hosting the Golden Knights. The Sabres going up against the Canadiens. We have the Blackhawks going up against the Hurricanes. The Blue Jackets hosting the Stars. The Senators going up against the Predators. The Jets hosting the Panthers. We have a rematch of the Stanley Cup Finals from last year. The Penguins hosting the Oilers, and the Red Wings are going up against the Wild. For tomorrow's matchups in the National Hockey League, we have the Maple Leafs hosting the Golden Knights. The Lightning going up against the Blackhawks. The Stars versus the Blues. The Flyers going up against the Avalanche. The Flames hosting the Capitals. The Devils going up against the Canucks. The Sharks hosting the Rangers, and the Ducks going up against the Kraken. So be on the lookout for National Hockey League results on Saturday's Sports Huddle. Wrapping up the Sports Huddle with NCAA men's and women's top 25 basketball. NCAA men's top 25 basketball results from this week is as follows. The Bulldogs had some pretty big matchups this past week. Actually, I'm going to look ahead. I'm going to give a recap of Saturday's games in the top 25 for the men's basketball, and then from Tuesday matchups. So from Saturday matchups in the NCAA men's top 25, we had number 21 Georgia with the upset over number 17 Arkansas. Huge SEC win for the Dogs. If you've been waiting for the right moment to share your story, your ideas, or your God-given voice with the world, this is it. Riverside is the all-in-one studio built for creators who want professional-grade production, effortless publishing, and a smooth, stress-free recording experience. Whether you're launching a podcast, recording interviews, or creating video content, Riverside gives you everything you need to sound and look like a pro, even from home. So, If you've been thinking about starting a podcast, leveling up your content, or finally stepping into the calling on your life, Riverside is where you begin. Use my link to sign up and start creating with clarity, confidence, and excellence. Your voice matters, and Riverside helps you share it with the world. Georgia defeated Arkansas 90-76. Go Dogs. Let me find my boys. Hold on. Looking for it. Past it. There we go. All right, we had number 3 UConn survive a scare against Georgetown 64-62. Number 13 Illinois defeated Minnesota 77-67. Number 16 Virginia defeated SMU 72-68. We had an SEC upset out of Kentucky. We had unranked Kentucky defeat number 24 Tennessee 80-78. We had another upset out of Butler. We had unranked Butler defeat number 25 Seton Hall 77-66. We had number 18 Alabama defeat Oklahoma 83-81. We had a huge upset out of Cincinnati. Unranked Cincinnati defeated the top 2 team, the number 2 ranked team in the country, Iowa State 79-70. We had another upset in the SEC, a top 20 ranked matchup between number 19 Florida and number 10 Vanderbilt. Number 19 Florida defeated number 10 Vanderbilt 98-94. We had another upset out of the top 25. We had unranked Grand Canyon defeat number 23 Utah 84-74. Number 22 Clemson defeated Miami 69-59. Number 1 Arizona defeated UCF 84-77. Number 4 Michigan defeated Oregon 81-71. Number 8 Nebraska defeated Northwestern 77-58. We had an upset out of California. Unranked California defeated number 14 North Carolina 84-78. Number 5 Purdue defeated USC 69-64. Number 6 Duke defeated Stanford 80-50. Number 12 Michigan State defeated Washington 80-63. We had an upset out of Texas Tech. Number 15 Texas Tech defeated number 11 BYU 84-71. We had a dominating performance by number 20 Louisville. They defeated unranked Pitt 100-59. We had number 9 Gonzaga defeat Seattle University 71-50. From Tuesday's matchups in the men's and women's top 25 basketball. Oh, and also we had on Sunday's matchup we had number 7 Houston dominate Arizona State 103-73. Tuesday's matchups in the NCAA men's top 25. We had number 21 Georgia defeat Missouri 74-72. The Bulldogs handed Missouri their first home loss of the season. So what a great way to respond and continue to elevate this Mike White team. He really is coaching well, leading the basketball world of men's NCAA men's basketball in points per game, but also just playing high level basketball. Right, Santos Surreal, he should be a high draft pick coming up in his upcoming draft. Blue Kane is elevated. The guard play from the Bulldogs is really taking a stride. That is the biggest thing that's going to help us make a run in the tournament is that guard play. And Mike White did a pretty solid job in going to get guys out the portal to help our guards play at a high level. So looking forward to see what they continue to do. And as always, go Dogs. Number 3 Michigan defeated Indiana 86-72. Number 9 Iowa State defeated UCF 87-57. Number 16 Florida defeated LSU 79-61. We had an upset out of NC State. We had unranked NC State defeat number 18 Clemson 80-76 in overtime. We had number 25 Miami, Ohio survive Kent State 107-101 in overtime. Number 10 Michigan State defeated Oregon at 68-52. Number 12 Texas Tech defeated Baylor 92-73. We had an upset out of Arkansas. Number 20 Arkansas defeated number 15 Vanderbilt 93-78. 93-68. Vanderbilt, started the season off hot. They have lost 3 straight games. They started the season off 16-0, but they've lost their last 3 games. They lost to Texas, they lost to Florida, and they lost to Arkansas. So they'll be looking to bounce back this weekend on the road against a hungry Mississippi State team. So looking forward to see how they respond. But still a lot of season in front of them. Obviously, they have a pretty solid team. They just have to find a way to get back on track. So I feel like they can do that this weekend. on the road against Mississippi State. We had a huge upset out of UCLA. We had unranked UCLA defeat the number 4 team in the country, Purdue, 69-67. Let me find my surprise button here. Oh, I was already on it. No surprise. And then we had number 19 Kansas defeat Colorado, 75-69. From last night's matchups in the NCAA men's top 25, we had number 11 Illinois defeat Maryland, 89-70. We had number 22 North Carolina defeat Notre Dame, 91-69. Number 1 Arizona defeated Cincinnati, 77-51. Number 7 Nebraska defeated Washington, 76-66. And number 8 Gonzaga defeated Pepperdine, 84-60. For Friday's matchups in the NCAA men's top 25, tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. on ESPN2, number 24 St. Louis will be going up against St. Bonaventure, and then number 3 Michigan will be hosting Ohio State in the Big Ten matchup tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on Fox. Wrapping up the sports huddle with the NCAA women's top 25. NCAA women's results from this weekend is as follows. We had an upset on the early game Saturday. Unranked Kansas State defeated number 17 Texas Tech, 65-59. Number 22 Princeton defeated Dartmouth, 69-41. Number 18 Baylor defeated BYU, 69-58. And number 10 TCU defeated Arizona, 78-62. For Sunday's matchups in the NCAA women's top 25, we had an upset out of Georgia. Unranked Georgia defeated number 16 Ole Miss, 82-59. The Dogs. We had number 9 Louisville defeat NC State, 88-80. Number 2 South Carolina dominated Coppin State, 90-48. We had an upset out of Oklahoma State. We had unranked Oklahoma State defeat number 19 Iowa State, 86-58. Number 20 Tennessee defeated number 21 Alabama, 70-59. Number 6 LSU defeated number 13 Oklahoma, 91-72. We had an upset out of Mississippi State. We had unranked Mississippi State take down top 10 ranked number 7 Kentucky, 71-59. Number 25 Illinois defeated Northwestern, 74-71. Number 3 UCLA defeated number 12 Maryland, 97-67. That's a whooping. 30 points. Whooping. We had number 4 Texas dominate Texas A&M, 80-35. We had number 11 Iowa defeat number 15 Michigan State, 75-68. From Monday's matchups in the NCAA women's top 25, we had number 12 Ohio State with the upset over number 9 TCU, 71-69. Number 20 Princeton defeated Harvard, 82-79 in overtime. Number 5 Vanderbilt defeated number 7 Michigan, 72-69. And we had number 1 UConn defeat Notre Dame, 85-47. From last night's matchups in the NCAA women's top 25, we had number 22 West Virginia defeat Arizona State, 53-43. We had an upset out of Wisconsin. Unranked Wisconsin defeated number 24 Nebraska, 63-60. Number 14 Baylor defeated UCF, 73-48. We had an upset out of BYU. We had unranked BYU defeat number 19 Texas Tech, 73-61. Number 25 Washington defeated Penn State, 81-65. And we had number 3 UCLA defeat Purdue, 96-48. For tonight's matchups kicking off at 6 p.m. here shortly, we got number 7 Michigan on the road against Rutgers. Tonight at 6 p.m. on NBC, we have a top 25 ranked matchup in the Big Ten. Number 15 Maryland will be hosting number 10 Iowa. We have a top 25 ranked matchup in the SEC. We got number 17 Tennessee hosting number 11 Kentucky tonight at 6:30 p.m. on the SEC Network. We got number 1 UConn going up against Georgetown tonight at 7:30 p.m. on TNT or True TV. We have a top 25 ranked matchup in the SEC between number 16 Oklahoma and number 2 South Carolina at 7:30 p.m. tonight on ESPN. Number 5 Vanderbilt is looking to continue their perfect season with a matchup when they host Auburn later on tonight at 7:30 p.m. Number 18 Ole Miss on the road against Missouri. Number 12, Ohio State hosting Indiana. Number 13, Michigan State hosting USC. Number 6, LSU on the road against Texas A&M tonight at 9 p.m. on the SEC Network. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure to be here and share this sports insight on the Grateful Gab Podcast. Again, all glory and honor to Jehovah God. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you to your son Jesus, and thank you, Jesus, for the things you've done for us as well. You are our Savior, and you've saved us, so we have the opportunity to be able to thank you. And also, we thank you for being that bridge to connect us with Jehovah. Your father, it was your father first, and you've linked your father to us, and that's truly something to be thankful for. So we appreciate you for that. So take care of yourselves. We love y'all. But as always, all honor and glory to Jehovah God, because without him, we will have nothing. So thank you for all you all's love and support. Continue to do our best and continue to do your best. And me, I'm gonna do my best as well to, live a life worthy of Jehovah's love, and living a life accordingly, so that we may inherit everlasting life one day. I look forward to being able to see a lot of y'all in the paradise. Some of you all I have never met before, but maybe you have, grown closer to me through the means of my platform and things of that nature. So maybe we'll get to cross paths one day and we'll talk about, hey, I remember when you were talking about the paradise, and I remember when we was learning about it, and we was looking forward to it, and we get to live it. But the only way we get to live it is if we live our life now according to Jehovah's purpose. So take care of yourselves, and until next time, peace.